Hello, my name is Jesus Trejo, and the title of my project is Quality of Shots versus Quantity of Shots in the Sport of Soccer. Which is more effective? Background. Why did I choose this topic? As a senior athlete at Eastern Mennonite, I have noticed that coaches, fans, and players only pay attention to stats for individual soccer games. They tend to look at the overall shots in the game, corner kicks, fouls, and the percentage of possession. Coaches will judge player performance based on how many shots they took versus how many goals they scored. For example, a player that attempted 6 shots and only scored 1 goal will have a worse performance than a player that attempted 2 shots and scored 1 goal. The importance of this research. As a future coach, I want to look at the bigger picture and evaluate player performance based on the whole season. This research can help both players and coaches see whether higher amounts of shots lead to higher amounts of goals, and compare the effectiveness of quantity versus quality shots. Literature review. Um, a past study that was helpful for this research was done by Castellano J. in 2012, titled The Use of Match Statistics That Discriminate Between Successful and Unsuccessful Soccer Teams. This study used descriptive analysis and compared 3 different World Cups to determine teams' performance based on shots, goals, ball possession, and shots on target. The study was somewhat similar to my research and helped me design my project. The other article was Matthews, done in 2014, titled Quality versus Quantity. In this study, team performance was evaluated rather than individual performance. In this study, they mentioned a 2014 World Cup game between Germany and Brazil. The final score of the game was 7-1 in favor of Germany. The surprising stat about this game was that Brazil actually had more shots than Germany and still got crushed 7-1. This article supported quality of shots rather than quantity of shots. My research questions. The first one is, do players who attempt more shots throughout the season end the season with the most goals? 2. Are players with high shot percentages better players? 3. Is it more effective for players to shoot more? My hypotheses. My hypothesis was that those players who average more shots per game throughout the whole season will end with more goals and be more effective for the team. Methodology. The site that I used for my data was the EMU Athletics website, where I was able to find archives of statistical data for 2017, 2018, and 2019 soccer seasons. The approach that I chose to research and analyze my data was descriptive analysis and comparing data of all athletes in 3 different seasons. For each season, I found the highest goal scorer, the highest shot taker, as well as shot percentage and the team average for each variable. Starting data for all 3 years. So this was the 2019 season, this was the 2018 season, and this was 2017. I highlighted the top shot taker and top goal scorer for each of these seasons. Methodology. I used a column chart. So the blue bar is the goals and the red are the shots. I calculated the shot average for the team, the number of goals scored from players with less than 10 shots, and the number of goals scored by players with more than 10 shots throughout the season. I graphed the goals and shots by every player to compare and visualize the results. So, my individual results. For the 2019 season, the player with the most shots, which was 47, scored the most goals, which was 5, with a shot percentage of 10%. The highest shot percentage for this season was 100%. This player had 1 shot and only 1 goal. For the 2018 season, the player with the most shots, 47, scored the most goals, 5, with a shot percentage of 10% as well as the 2019 season. and the highest shot percentage was 100% by a player who shot once and scored once. For 2017, the player with the most shots, 45, also scored the most goals, 7, with a shot percentage of 15%. The highest shot percentage for this season was 30%. This player had 13 shots and 4 goals in this season. So the team results for the 2019 season were the shot average for the 2019 season was 10 shots. Only 3 goals were scored from players who averaged less than 10 shots in the season. 22 goals came from players who averaged more than 10 shots in the season. The total goals for the season was 25, and the total shots for the season was 2,204. You can see that here. Shot average, goals scored by players with less than 10 shots, and goals scored by players with more than 10 shots in the season. The 2018 season, shot average was 15 shots for the season. Only 7 of those goals came from players with less than 15 shots in the season. 24 goals came from players that averaged more than 15 shots in the season. The total goals were 31, and the total shots were 308. So here you can see Jesus Trejo had 45 shots and 5 goals. So the results for the 2017 season. The shot average for the 2017 season was 15 shots. 15 goals were scored by players that averaged less than 15 shots in the season, right here. And 24 goals were scored by players that averaged more than 15 shots in the season, which is shown right here. Total goals were 39, and total shots were 285. So what was my conclusion? So after analyzing the data of individual and team performance, I concluded that both individual and team results supported my hypotheses. The final analysis is that those players that shot the most also scored the most, while those players who had less shots in the season barely contributed any goals to the team. Also, the shot percentage for the 2019 and 2018 seasons indicate that having a high conversion rate doesn't indicate good performance. Both players had 100% shot percentage, but were only able to shoot once and score once. To conclude, quantity can be more efficient than quality for soccer players throughout the season because the chances of scoring are higher the more shots you attempt. The team will benefit more from those with a low shot percentage than those with a high shot percentage that only scored once or twice. Thank you.